Hey guys, so I was going to do a real quick video. I wasn't planning on filming any more videos until after the holidays because my camera's still broke and I hate filming with my phone. But I got a couple of DMs saying that in one of my previous videos I had panned across my guitar rack here and that they had noticed a guitar that they had a question about. And I wasn't going to film a video on all of my guitars. Quite frankly, I've got too many. I've got a couple up here, and there's some in the closet. Most of my guitars are not off the rack ones, with the exception of one or two. Usually when I buy a guitar, it's because it has something unique or different about it, or it's a limited run or something like that. And whenever I see other people's YouTube videos that have something unique in it, I always ask questions too. So I thought, okay, well, maybe instead of just responding to that one person, maybe I should go ahead and film a video about the guitar they were asking about. And then if there's any others, questions that you guys might have about any of the other ones, we can do that as well. But they asked about this one right here. And this is a PRS SE. And I thought this might be a good one to do a quick video on, just because I've done some Fender videos and some Gibson and Epiphone ones, but I haven't done a PRS one. And he asked about this one in particular because it's Koa, and I love Koa wood. In fact, I've got there's a Martin Koa up there, a little small parlor guitar, and I had an Epiphone Les Paul in Koa that I ended up selling. And for as famous as PRS is for doing natural wood grain guitars and a lot of really exotic types of wood, they don't have any Koa wood models on their website right now. And I know they've done some Koa ones in the past, but typically they're either the core ones or some of the private stock, and they tend to be really expensive. And this is the first one that I've found. I'm sure there's been some others in the past that I just missed, but this is the first one I found that was in an SE model, so that it's relatively affordable. This particular one is an SE semi-hollow, as you can see. It's a 22 fret, not 24, so it's a custom 22 semi-hollow. What makes this one pretty unique, though, is PRS never sold it directly from PRS. It was never in their product lineup. It was never sold to dealers. This particular one was done as a 30th anniversary for a guitar shop in Tucson, Arizona, called Rainbow Guitars. And apparently guitar shops can hire PRS or commission them to do exclusive run guitars. And that's not uncommon. Sweetwater does it. Musician's Friend, Guitar Center, Chicago Music Exchange, a lot of the big ones do it. But with them, I mean, they're getting, hundreds, if not thousands of guitars because they're such huge operations. This guitar shop is a really small guitar shop out in Tucson. And apparently they had a very limited run of these made for I think it was their 30th anniversary, because I think when I talked to the guy at the shop, he said that he believes they only had about 25 or 30 of these made in total. And as luck would have it, the order was done right before COVID hit. So they were delayed. This is actually a 2019 model year, even though it wasn't actually released until 2021, because the guitars were ordered and sent in to PRS to have made, but because of COVID and the delays, it never actually got completed and shipped out until 2021. But if you look on the back, the serial number, and it's going to be hard to read because it's kind of in gold leaf here, but it's a 2019 model. The other thing that's interesting is, you notice this one is actually made in Korea. All the PRS SEs used to be made in Korea, but a couple of years ago, they moved all the operations to Indonesia. So when you buy a PRS SE nowadays, a new one, with the exception of just one or two rare ones, they are all made at the Court factory now in Indonesia, whereas this one was done from, what was it called? World Music Instrument Company, which is in Korea. And some people think the Korean ones have a little bit higher build quality than the Indonesian ones, but I think the Indonesian ones are fantastic. I mean, PRS has a unique way that they do their import guitars, where all of the guitars that are made overseas are actually sent to their US headquarters in Maryland and inspected and set up before they send them out to the retailers. So even if you buy an SE made in Indonesia or Korea or wherever, it's still been sent to their factory in Maryland for their US employees to inspect them and make sure everything is perfect before they go out. So you're still getting a really, really high-end guitar that's way nicer than a lot of the import guitars are. So this one's really unique because there was apparently only, it was either 25 or 30. I want to say it was 30, but I can't remember exactly how many they had made. So this is one of basically only 30 of these guitars in the world. What's also unique about it is, even though this is an SE model and it has the Koa wood veneer and the semi-hollow, most of the SEs, when they do coil splits, they just have one coil split knob, and that splits both of them simultaneously. You can't individually split just the neck and just the bridge, one or the other. You can do that on their US models. In fact, I have a 35th anniversary USA PRS over there where it has the toggle switches where you can split them individually. But usually the SEs don't do that, but this one does. It actually has a push-pull on the tone knob and on the volume knob, so you can split them individually. So that, along with the Koa wood color in this limited edition, as well as being made in Korea, is what makes this one unique. It also has a satin neck, which I really like. Most of the PRS USA models, which are some of my favorite guitars, they all have gloss necks, which I do not prefer. I prefer the feel of satin on the neck. And it has satin on the body, all mahogany body. It's a one-piece back and a veneer top, two-piece veneer top. And so with the coil splits and then the zebra humbuckers, these are the newer PRS, I think he calls them the TCI pickups. These are the 8515s. Probably my second favorite pickup that PRS makes after the 5815s, the low turn ones. But as far as the 8515s go, these sound fantastic. When you split them, they really sound as close to a single coil as I've heard. Definitely closer than Gibson's Les Paul's humbuckers. When you split those, they have a little bit different sound to them that's not really exactly like a single coil. These, I think, are a lot closer. And then, of course, a rosewood fretboard with the pearl bird inlays. So as far as an SE model goes, this one was, I believe it was $879. So to find a Koa wood PRS where there's only 30 of them made in the world for $879, I just thought that was too good of a deal to pass up. And even though I have a USA version, my USA is a solid body, so I didn't have a semi-hollow, so I kind of liked the idea of adding a semi-hollow to my collection. So that is it. Other than that, everything is pretty standard as far as the SEs go. It's got the standard PRS bridge, the 6-post, which I love. I love these. They never go out of tune. I really, really like those. Does not have locking tuners, though. Thought about upgrading those, but because this was a limited edition, one of only 30 models, I figured I probably shouldn't mess with it. I should just leave it as it came from the retailer. So I've left everything original as it came, just since it was such a rare guitar. Probably the most rare one I think I have. I think all my guitars are fairly limited run guitars or unique guitars, but I don't think any of them only had 30 made. So this is probably the most limited edition one that I've got. So anyway, if you have any questions about it, let me know. But that's it. Just a real quick video. And maybe if you guys are interested in any of the other ones over here, I don't have a huge collection, but I can film some more videos about some of the other guitars that I have if you're interested in them. Typically, if I'm going to sell a guitar, then I film a video of it so that I have it documented, because I tend not to keep all of my guitars. I just keep my favorite ones, but this is definitely one that I'm keeping. This one's not going anywhere. So I hope you guys are doing good. Hope you have a happy holidays, and we will talk to you later.